Hey guys, it is Sunday evening here in the Philippines, and as promised, we are doing a third free-for-all weekend video, and we are focusing on a couple of 143rd Matchbox Yesteryear Chevys. And this will probably be the last 143rd video we do until we get back to the States. We're going to predominantly be focusing on 164 stuff from now on because basically I'm running out of room for the bigger scale stuff and I'm going to try to eliminate some of it. So after this weekend, it's going to be solely 164. So this will be our last bigger scale video for a while. But the ones that we're closing with are a couple of beauties. So let's get started. This is from your Matchbox Yesteryear collection. From around the late 90s, early 2000s, they had some nice muscle cars and even trucks, surprisingly enough. And this is one that I'm probably going to be hanging on to because I love this thing. Let's get him out and take a look at him. And actually, this is from 1995, so this is actually an older one. As you can see, the copyright there. Models of Yesteryear, Dinky, and Matchbox are registered trademarks of Matchbox Toys Limited. So this is a 1995 copyright, so this probably came out in 96. So very nice little piece here. It doesn't really indicate on the box what it is. And I gotta be careful with this tray because it broke over the past few years. But anyways, let's just kind of set that there so it doesn't fall and take a look at this certificate of authenticity. Let me flip it the right way. So this is your 1969 Chevy K5 Blazer. The first year that Chevrolet introduced a Blazer was 69. And it adapted its K10 four-wheel drive pickup trucks to compete with other manufacturers who were offering stylish 4x4s to the general public. And so forth. I'm not going to read everything here. It'll take a while. But yeah, as you could see here, it's 1998 on the Certificate of Authenticity. So this would have been a 1999 release, as I was saying. Late 90s, early 2000s. I thought 95 was a little old. But hey, it could have been because I never knew about this thing until I found it here online from a local seller. And yeah, I was very happy to get this. Now, this gives you an abbreviation with the Certificate of Authenticity. 1969 Chevy K5 Blazer. This is to certify that the 69 Chevy K5 Blazer is a precision-engineered die-cast model created for the first great 4x4s collection. This intricately detailed and decorated replica is produced by and available only from Matchbox Collectibles. Signed by John J. Simon, or John L. Simon. So, anyways, this is from a series that was the first great 4x4s collection. Now, after I found this one, I was enlightened that there is a 67 Ford Blazer, and there's actually also a cool, like, 30s Power Wagon that I would like to get my hands on one of them. But as I said, I don't have a lot of room for this stuff here, so maybe once I get back to the States, I'll look for that Power Wagon because it is a pretty sweet piece. They have a bunch of different variants of it. The Blazer, they have a couple variants of too, but this is my favorite, and because this is all bone stock, and love the color. Let's get this out of the way, and I'll give you guys a detailed look at this guy. And he's appeared once before in a Matchbox challenge that I participated in. It's probably been a year or so ago. But this is a fantastic model. This is just beautiful. Love the Hugger Orange with the white top. And this is one of the very few. Actually, it's the only one that I'm aware of, but there are probably some Matchbox Yesteryears that have opening pieces besides this. But it's got the flip-down tailgate and the lift-up hatch. So very cool. Love that they did that. And even the rear floorboard is nicely done. It has a corrugated metal. Such very, very nicely done truck. Love that that opens. And then stock style hubcaps that you would have normally seen on your C10s. and looks really good. Flip her over. And this is a die-cast chassis, and it has a highly detailed suspension. You can see it's got the transmission with the transfer case with both drive shafts going into the differentials, which is really nice. Not many 143rd manufacturers do this kind of detail. Even the higher end stuff that costs like $50, $100, they don't put in near the detail that Matchbox did. You got your detailed leaf springs, differentials, and such, and it's very, very nice. Even the gas tank is highlighted, your exhaust and such. The exhaust is tailpipes, at least, are separate pieces. Oh, even the whole exhaust, because that does move separately from the chassis. So all that is separate. The only thing that's lacking is not having an opening hood. If it would have had an opening hood, this would have nailed it. Almost looks like it does because of the body lines are so defined and such. They did a very nice job. Nice detail with the gas cap, marker lights, your door handles, the Blazer emblems. Then you have your grill, which is very, very nicely done. The blue bow tie on the hood. Rear view mirror hanging from the ceiling, from the roof, I should say, not the ceiling. But then you have your side mirrors. Separate wipers here on the casting. Very, very beautiful piece. I'm really surprised these didn't really go over better and they didn't still make these to today. These are very nicely done. Nice bumper, and as I said on the Franklin Mint, or the Danbury Mint, I pointed out you even had the details of the bumper bolts. Well, they do this on the Matchbox too. So this is a very nicely done 143rd vehicle. And as I said, being orange, I love it because orange is one of my favorite colors. Even the Chevrolet is etched into the tailgate, or embossed into the tailgate. Your tail lights, backup lights. Very, very cool casting. And to kind of get these to shut together, you kind of got to shut them at the same time. Oh. Something like that. But anyways, this is one that I may actually hang on to. I was going to try to promote this to sell it, but even after looking at it more and more, this is one that I'm probably going to hang on to. Actually, I think I'm going to do that with the 69 Charger too after I pulled it out yesterday, or not yesterday, but on Friday, to compare it to the 500 and show you the differences between the standard RT and the 500. I actually regretted putting that up for sale, so I may hang on to that one for a while. Now, the next one we have is one that I probably will part with. This is the 66 Chevelle. Once again, a beautiful car, and it does hold a special place in my heart, too, because this was actually one of the first cars I ever owned was a 66 Malibu, not an SS, but it was a two-door hardtop Malibu with a 283 Power Glide setup in it. This one, on the other hand, though, is a 396, I believe 375 horse car, 4-speed. So, let's get him out. And I didn't show you the box because there's really nothing too exciting on the box. They don't even indicate the type of car. So this gives you a little brief history of the Chevelle. And then the mid-60s, Detroit automakers did a good job of satisfying those who wanted big and small cars, but offered little for those who wanted something in between. But in 64, Chevy resolved this problem with the Chevelle. And blah, 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 and they tell you all about it, and the powertrains, and stuff like that. And then this one is your 396. Yeah, see, this is what's weird on a 66, whereas it never happened in any other years. As you see, you have a 396 3¼ horse, 396 360 horse. Then you had your bigger one, the 396 375 horse. And what was really strange is 66 was the only year with the 360. After that, 67, it went to 350. So it's 3¼ 350, and 375. It went up in increments of 25 horsepower. But in 66, they didn't do that. It was a 360. So kind of strange. So Now, this is way, way off, like on value, because it says current value $4,400 for a Chevelle 300 four-door sedan. That's probably still right. But 30,000 for a Chevelle Super Sport convertible, that's probably off. Those cars are probably selling for upwards of $70,000 nowadays. Especially if it's a 375 horse car, maybe even 100 grand. So let's get him out and look at him. So this is a beautifully done piece. And this is actually, I think, like Aztec bronze or something like that they called this color. This is a pretty cool color. I know when I had mine, my dad had one that was a Pro Street that was tubbed, and then his friend that he worked with at Chevy had 3 or 4 different 66 Super Sports, and I remember one he was restoring was a 360 horse car, and it was this same color combination, but I don't think it had a vinyl top, but it had this bronze-like interior, the bronze metallic paint, but I don't think it was a vinyl top car. So very nice piece, nice details. The wheels are actually hubcaps. They made a like Krager simulated like hubcap in 60, actually 65 is when I think they first appeared on the Z16 when they had the 396 big block Chevelle in 65, but they only made a couple hundred of them. But in 66, it became more widely available. All Super Sports were big block cars. They made no small block Super Sport cars again until 68, I think. Actually, it may have even been 70, now that I think about it. I think all Chevelles were big, SS cars were big block cars up until 70. Then in 70, you had your SS 350s and such. Because I think 68 and 69 were also just 396s. You could get 427s, but they would have been Copos, your central office production order cars. There were no factory released SS 427 Chevelles, unless it was a Copo car or if it was a Yanko, which would have probably started life as a Copo. So, very nice car. The SS had this signature style hood with these louvers in it, then the hubcaps as I stated, then your SS emblems. This has some rare options, as you can see, like the bumperettes on it, very nice detail. The SS emblem in the grille is a tad bit small in my opinion, but besides that, everything else seems to be spot on with the car. Wheel opening trim, rocker trim, Super Sport on the rear quarter panel, your cross flags on the front fenders. The Chevelle across the rear panel with the SS off to the right, tail lights, backup lights, bumperettes on the trunk, or not on the trunk, but on the rear bumper also. So pretty cool. Nice detail underneath, just like the Blazer. Detailed exhaust. This is an automatic car, so it would have been a Power Glide. 66 were all Power Glides or 4-speed. Now 67, they went to your turbo 400s and such. But yeah, this would have been a Power Glide car. You could tell it's automatic by the transmission pan. So still a cool car. And if you could see down in there, yeah, it's automatic shifter. These are really nicely detailed, even the dash, all the clusters, bezels, everything are there. So they do a fantastic job on these cars from Matchbox. As I said, I'm surprised that they're not worth more money than what they are nowadays. I'm surprised that there's not a huge demand for them because Green Light's selling 143rd stuff that's not even half compatible to these, and Matchbox quit doing it. So I would say Matchbox could do well if they brought some of these back out because these are great castings. The Green Light stuff isn't too bad either, but the Green Light stuff is usually not even Green Light stuff. They borrow their castings from other companies. Some are originals, but some, I would say more than half, are probably borrowed from other companies like IXO and things like this. So guys, this is our last two 143rds for a while. Last bigger scale video for a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to tune back in, well, tomorrow on Monday for our premium unboxing, which will be focused on green light. We have a lot of like random green light stuff, some hitch and tow stuff, some tow trucks from dually drivers, some muscle cars, and then we're even bringing back a couple of older pieces to complete some sets. So we're bringing back like the Golf hitch and tow set. We're bringing back a couple of Camaros and such. So it'll be quite an interesting unboxing. So be sure to tune back in for that. If you have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please give me a thumbs up. Share the video. Tell your friends about my channel. And enjoy your Sunday. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.